how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I'm going to be trying out some palettes from this brand that is new to me called Deity Cosmetics. They did offer to send me a couple palettes, and I'm always interested in trying new cruelty-free indie brands, so absolutely I said yes. I wanted to try these out for you guys, and you guys seemed really pumped when I posted about them on my Instagram story. The palettes that they sent me are the Disco Galaxy Shade palette and the Neon palette. Let's talk about the Neon palette first. This retails for $20.99. It's a really pretty rainbow palette. I personally wouldn't look at this and think neon. I just think bright rainbow, but they call it a neon palette, so that's what I'm going to be calling it as well, but just understand I don't really consider these shades neon. This palette is all matte. We have 12 shades. They are very beautiful shades. I really like the selection of colors they have in here. I like that there are kind of different tones of each color, like we have 2 different oranges, 2 different greens, 2 different purples, so on and so forth. I love that there are different leaf imprints in all the shades. I just think that's a really cool touch. And yeah, so far just aesthetically, I think it's a pretty palette. Is it anything revolutionary? No, but for a rainbow palette, I do think it's a really cute rainbow palette. And next we have the Galaxy Shade palette. The packaging is so cute. It's not like super chic necessarily. It's not very luxurious looking, but it is pretty. It's very cute. I respect the planets. I like understanding space. I find it very fascinating, so this is really cool. The shadows are really cute. Some of them look like planets. I just like how they gave it this kind of solar system vibe. I typically don't like when pans are different sizes, but I definitely understand it for the point of this palette to give it kind of that aesthetic. There is one pressed glitter in here, not my favorite thing in the world. I probably won't really be using that shade, but everything else is totally something I could reach for. This is definitely a mix of like shimmers and mattes. The shimmers are definitely more so where this sparks joy for me. The mattes in this palette are just kind of basic. There are very few mattes as well. So I'd probably be pairing this with another palette, similar to the Neon, how I will be pairing this with palettes that have a shimmer. This palette has 18 shades and it retails for $28.99, by the way. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say to start with. I created this look, obviously. I played with both palettes together. So yeah, let's just chill, hang out, create this look. At the very end of the video, I will give you my thoughts thus far. Obviously, this is not a review. It's simply just a first impressions. This is my first time ever trying this brand, but I will still give you my thoughts thus far. Hello, how's it going? I'm gonna prime with my Smashbox lid primer in Lite, as most of the time. I was gonna say as usual, but I've been using that Kaleidos one every once in a while. But we're gonna go back to my Smashbox because it is my favorite, and I don't want to try a new palette formula with something that I don't know works with usually everything. Alright, so I'm thinking I want to do kind of a blue to yellow. Cut crease action. It's gonna be real cute. I'm ready for it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this shade Navy right here, this really pretty dark blue. I'm gonna take that on this small brush. It's an e.l.f. crease brush. And I'm just going to pack that in the outer corner. I'm not taking it up too high because I don't really know how much pigment this shadow has. I don't know how far up it's gonna travel when I start blending, so I'm just gonna start light and be careful. Also gonna take this under that lower lash line, just really close to the lashes. And I'm just kind of tapping it just to kind of get that pigment laid down. Something like that, very simple start. Now I'm gonna take this lighter blue called Sky, and I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna very lightly, holding the very end of my brush so I have little pressure, just start fluffing the edges of this color. And again, I'm using very little product, very light hand. I'm very new to this formula, so I don't want it to get too crazy too fast. We are swinging by my parents today, so I can drop off my little brother a birthday gift. And even though we're not like doing anything crazy or hanging out long, I don't want to roll up there looking like a crazy person. This blue is really pretty, and so far so good. I feel like this is working really nicely. And I'm not having to work too hard so far, so that's always nice. Yeah, so far I'm really impressed with how these blues are acting, so that's a good sign. Let's start with the yellow, and then we will work in the middle with the green. So I'm gonna take Lemon here. I have really high hopes for this color because it looks like such a beautiful bright yellow. I'm gonna take this pencil brush. It's from MOTD Cosmetics. I like it because it's really long, and it's kind of fluffy, so I think it can still help kind of pack that shadow down and blend it out. And I'm going to be focusing this in the front portion of my lid, well, crease and lower lash line. Not so much the lid, because we are going to be cutting it out. But I do want this really pretty bright pop of yellow to be in my inner corner. I feel like it's not looking nearly as bright as I thought it would, but it's still a pretty bright yellow. It's just not quite as neon as I expected. But I'm also not using a white base. I don't prefer to use a white base. You might get more of a neon effect if you used a white base, but I don't like a white base. And I honestly don't really consider this like a neon palette. Like, it's bright, but I don't know if I'd consider it neon. Just packing it on, just kind of lightly blending the edges out as I have less product on the brush. And that's kind of where we're at. I love the combination of blue and yellow, like, so much. I think it's one of the prettiest color combinations. And now I'm gonna take this one called Light Bean, and I'm gonna take this fluffy brush. I think this is from Juno & Co. Yeah. And I'm just gonna, again, very lightly holding the very end of my brush, just kind of swish it right here in between. Very, very light pressure. It's actually like, the pigment's coming off really nicely considering I'm using such little pressure in product, so that's cool. And I'm just very lightly working that in between the two colors so it can just be a nice gradient from blue to green to yellow. Because blue and yellow would have mixed to make a green anyway, so I figured I might as well play with the green in the palette. These are already like blending together really nice and I haven't even really worked hard. All I've done is kind of put that shadow down. I'm really impressed so far. I'm going to just kind of do the same thing down here, just very lightly smudge in between those two shadows. And I'm going to pick up that other palette and play with some shimmers in that in a second. I'm going to take just a teensy bit more of that light blue on that blending brush from before, just to make sure we have a nice blend up here going from that green into the blue, as well as down here. I want to make sure everything is blending really nicely and we have a good gradient going on. I think I'm actually really satisfied with how this is looking, and it worked out really quick and I really like it. So let's go ahead and do some cut creasey stuff. I'm going to take this one Uranus right here and I'm going to cut the crease with that. I think that's a good plan. It's like a really light minty green color. I'm dropping everything, holy goodness. Of course, I'm gonna cut the crease with my NYX Glitter Primer. Favorite thing ever for cutting the crease, as well as making shimmers really pop. I'm just using this flat brush from Colourpop, and I'm going to just follow my eyeball shape. I'm keeping my head kind of tilted back so I can really get into that socket. And I'm just doing little windshield wiper motions, just trying to help kind of remove some of that shadow. And I'm going to stop it right where that blue is really deepening up in the outer corner. And now I'm going to dip right into that shade with the exact same brush, and I'm going to pop that right up against the cut crease. Ooh, that's pretty. It's so sparkly looking. I'm just taking a little product at a time because I don't know how fallouty this shadow is, so I want to be careful. So far, so good, guys. I'm having decent luck. I actually might add another shimmer into this because you guys know me and I can't use just one shimmer on the lid. I have to use multiple, especially when trying out a new product. I just want to use as many colors as humanly possible. So I'm just going to add a little bit of extra shadow here in that front third and just kind of connect it up so it's like a diagonal kind of shape. And then I'm going to dip into this shimmer called Neptune. I'm just going to use the exact same brush. I'm just going to flip it over to the clean side, and I want this to just go pressed right underneath it. Oh yeah, that's a pretty color, and that's going to fade so nicely into our outer corner. Ooh, look at that. My eyeball is looking like planet Earth up in here. Wow, these shimmers are really making me happy. I wasn't sure how they would be just because it's a brand new formula to me, but I'm pretty pleasantly surprised. I'm just dipping it back and forth kind of between both sides of the brush and both shadows as I see fit. Just trying to get them to merge so it's a nice blend from that light into that darker blue. I'm going to take that first brush we had with the darker blue matte just to lightly blend right where that shimmer and matte meet so it can flow nicely. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the lid. I think that's beautiful. For my inner corner, let's go in with this shade called Moon. I think that really bright white might be really cute. I'm just going to lightly swirl that in my outer corner. This seems like a little bit chunkier of a shimmer, so I'm being careful with the amount that I pick up so it doesn't go all over my face. That's building up nicely and getting nice and bright, which is pretty much all I care about with an inner corner highlight. Just give me some brightness, give me some sparkle. We're good to go. But all right, yeah, this is my eye look thus far. I'm gonna recreate it, throw on like my lashes, liner, lips, all that good stuff, and I will be back when I'm done. Hello, I'm back. I've returned. Look is complete. What do you think of the look? I think it came out really pretty. Again, I love blue and yellow together. I think it's such a beautiful combination, especially for summertime. The eye pencil I decided to go with is Screamin from LA Girl, and I also put on my Yellow Goodbye yellow mascara from Colourpop on my lower lashes just to really give that yellow an extra little statement, you know? I feel like it helped kind of bring out that inner corner just a little bit more, adding those extra touches of yellow. My lashes are from Bold Face Makeup. They are the Style Alter Ego, and on my lips, I just had to throw on my favorite gloss, Dose of Colors over the top, and yeah, I think this is a beautiful look. I really like how this all came together. I was pretty impressed with these palettes so far. Obviously, I haven't used every shade, and I've only been wearing this for about 30 minutes, but so far I'm very impressed. The mattes seem to have beautiful pigmentation. They seem to blend out really nicely and very easily. I did not have to work very hard to get these shadows to work. I didn't notice any patchiness or anything like that with the shades that I used. So far, so good. These shimmers in the Galaxy palette are really pretty. Obviously, I only used 3 of them, but the ones that I used are really pretty. I was actually pretty surprised. I didn't really have much expectations for this brand just because I'd never really heard of them. I'd obviously never used their stuff, so I just didn't really have many expectations. I wasn't expecting them to be horrible, but I wasn't expecting them to be amazing, but so far I'm pretty impressed. They also have quite the variety of palettes on their website. They have like ones that are based off of muses. They have some other like more galaxy-esque palettes. They have a really pretty brick owl one, I think is what it's called, but that one's all shimmer, so it's not really for me, but a really pretty color scheme nonetheless. I'm excited to keep playing with these palettes. I'm sure I will do some IGTV videos with these palettes, so stay tuned for that. I highly doubt I will get around to doing a 3LX1 palette with these just because, as I've said a million times, I'm working so much. I can only film so much, and 3LX1 palettes take a very long time. It's pretty much you can get 4+ videos from me a week, or you can get 1 to 2 videos a week with one of them being a 3LX1 palette, and it's just, I prefer the more videos, you guys prefer the more videos, so 3LX1 palettes are just going to be very few and far between, but I will still try to play with these as much as possible. I'll try to pull them out for Get Ready With Me or for IGTV, stuff like that, so you'll still get plenty of inspiration. And I've also done plenty of rainbow looks on my channel if you need rainbow inspiration specifically, so just check those out. So yeah, this was my first impressions with these 2 palettes. I really enjoyed playing with them. I'm in a really good mood. I feel very cute. I would love to know what you think of my look. What do you guys think of this brand? Is this a brand that you've tried before? What palettes have you tried? What palettes do you have your eye on? Have you never heard of them before like I hadn't? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's chat about them. Thank you again, Dito, for sending me these palettes. It was really fun to play with them, and I really appreciate you. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a planet emoji. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's Butte and follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Black Lives Matter is not over. Please check the link in my bio on ways you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.